I noticed the GB Sunday checks repeaters connected to Huddersfield. So if anybody's listening through checks and wishes to join in, please give me a comment there, please. I noticed the GB Sunday checks repeaters connected to Huddersfield. Anybody by checks? Over to you there, Laura. You're top of the list this evening. You've got an enjoyable week since I think you joined us last week and then busy on the WhatsApp channel and everything else at the meeting last night, so you're very welcome. Thanks for joining the club. So my Mike 7 Bravo Foxtrot Lever 0 AUG.
M0 AUG, Mike 7 Bravo Foxtrot Lever. Everyone, kind of unsure when the net was, but I guess it's on now. Nothing much different from yesterday's online meeting. It was enjoyable, and it's nice to put faces to call signs and voices and bits and dogs. So, other than that, not a whole lot. So I will return to M0 AUG MM7BFL.
7BFL in the group, M0 AUG. Yeah, fine on that. Just good to have you with us. Just a point of interest, I know you've got an FT5 as well on the C4FM, which we couldn't use on Module D. Module D is just for D-Star and DMR. But if you're using a C4FM on other modules on other networks, when you connect first of all, you'll probably find that you've got to actually click the BTT to actually get yourself signed on properly before you make your first over. So this is one thing that we notice, particularly when we're using module A on the older net, so I hope that'll be helpful for you. Right, over to you then, Nick, G4IW in the group, M0AUG. Good evening, Nick.
M0AUG in the group from G4IW. Good to hear you tonight, Jeff, and good evening to Laura and everyone else signed on. Keep this over very brief. I spent an hour or so this morning trying out the RM program and server that Jeff was telling us about in the meeting last night. Very interesting indeed. I was quite fascinated with it, and it definitely did make a difference where there was some high noise levels, picking out in absolute clarity the single sideband station and the CW as well. I mean, I'm used to using filters on CW, but what I found on CW filters, the narrower they get, you get a very, very tinny noise in the ear, whereas using the RM filtering through this bit of software, it doesn't have the same effect, so it just brings it out in clarity. Anyway, more about that later. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, G4IWO.
G4IWO in the group, M0AUG returning. Yeah, fine on that, Nick. And I did see from some of your comments on the WhatsApp that you've been experimenting with that. So another good recommendation from Jeff in Belgium. You specialise in finding these bits of software for everybody, don't you, Jeff? We'll catch up with you later on. Okay, there, going down south now towards Minehead. So M0ROL in the group, M0AUG. Good evening, Andrew. M0AUG in the group, M0ROL. Good evening, Jeff. Good evening, Laura, and Nick, and anyone else that's on this evening. Hope you all had a good week. There's been an awful lot of activity on WhatsApp, which has kept me amused and interested. So I think that that's a very good forum for the club. I've nothing to add on the first over on this one, except we've had some more wet weather and super high tides. I don't know whether It's been on the news in your area, but of course the 7 ball was meant to be, a very high category one, but I think it turned out to be a bit of a damp squid, I think. But we have had exceptionally high tides, which has come across the problem by the harbour in Minehead, and poor Rock Weir, just down the coast. If Aid is on, you'll know where that is. The water came over right up to the pub, so good job there wasn't really some strong winds, or else we would have been a little bit further out. But that's the WX and tide news from sunny Minehead. Well, wet Minehead at the moment, I'm afraid. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG and do M0ROL. M0ROL and the group M0AG and final part of we're seeing quite a few bits and pieces in various parts of the country on the news. A few bits of dropouts on yours, but nothing that didn't spoil us understanding what was going on. It was, clicking in and out, so I don't know whether you've got any issues down there, maybe weather related, but it's good to have you on this evening in the country. Right, let's see what Dave's been up to. I think you were too busy last week playing with your new toys to come on the radio. Over to you, Dave. G6LS in the group. M0AUG, good evening. M0AUG in the group, G6LSN. Good evening, yes, Jeff, and good evening to everybody else in the group. Unfortunately, no, I was a little bit wiped out, I'm afraid. I'm not sure if Andrew told you, but I took my retest last Wednesday, which I did pass with top level, and my advanced tutor aid, but unfortunately I also was involved in a hit and run accident during the test, and I have never ever, in all the years I've been testing, which is since '98, and I do it every 3 years, had such a test. I had to go at my examiner and told him I thought of him taking me on the roads. He took me on that shy. Luckily, he took it in good part. But yeah, that certainly absolutely took it out of me, and I wasn't fit for anything for a couple of days, unfortunately. But radio-wise, I've spoken to a guy in Bermuda and Canada for actually the second time. Immediately afterwards, that was on the Diamond Downtown, which is now gone, and I've got another Sigma up, which I christened today by speaking to a gentleman in Moscow with a 5-domain signal. So I'm very impressed with the Sigma, half the price of the Diamond and a lot more stable. So they once bought BB7V Diamond Downtown. I got one for sale at HI. Other than that, not a lot of things going on here, just keeping going, I'm afraid. M0AUG in the group, G6ZSA. G6ZSA in the group, M0AUG saying, yeah, sorry to add the hit on there, as long as you were okay, and etc. You never know when these things are going to happen, do you? I've got the same momentary breakups on your over them as I did with Andrew. I'm just going to do a check with Nick to see how you received them, Nick, before I move on. G4I didn't know for comment, please. M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. On both of those overs, I didn't have any problem at all. No missed bits of information. It was all absolutely perfect. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG, G4IWO.
G4I0AUG. Thanks for that, Nick. I know your broadband is stronger than it probably is up here, but I just wanted to check whether it was going to be something at my end or something from down there. So at least we know that Dave and Andrew are okay down there. Thanks for checking. Over to Northern Germany now. DL1 BJW with DL8 BDT. Good evening, Mike and Andrew, and hope you enjoyed the evening last night, and I think you well. Over to you, please, Mike.
Which was a very good evening to everyone. First of all,
Jeff, we had the same troubles you had in receiving Andrew and Dave. We got lots of breakups here on the receiving side. So it's a regional problem seems to be. What's to report radio-wise? I've been on the CW this week, doing quite a lot of stations there in Siberia, in Brazil, Chile, and even in Madagascar, 5 Romeo 8, mostly on 10 meters. And that was really fun. I enjoyed that immensely. And as I mentioned yesterday on the Zoom meeting, the M1 ECC coil and ground spike has arrived, but not at my home, but at the local branch of the German Customs Authority. And I can tell you, getting something out of their custody is the last adventure of mankind. I've been over to them side of the town here today, and I had to open the package in front of them and describe and explain the contents. They were a little bit suspicious, inverted commas, and it was. I had to do a special customs declaration for it and pay import tax for it. That wasn't much, only about £20, something like that. But nevertheless, it has been so easy to import things from Britain in the last last 2 years, but since Brexit, everything is very, very complicated, unfortunately. But nevertheless, I got the coil now here, the ground spike, and looking forward to experiment with it perhaps at the weekend. So I'll pass the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yes, Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Very good evening to all of you, and good to hear you again. Yesterday, the meeting was very, very nice and very informative, especially the information about the new software, the RM software, seems to be very interesting. And as always, one has to learn a lot, the possibility to learn a lot about radio. Yes, weather-wise here, it's since yesterday, today spring has arrived. It's about 18 degrees centigrade and the sun is shining, but my cold is still there. So let's hope for the best. I have the microphone back to M0 AUG for the group.
BDT with Neil on JW. Thanks for all there. And, I think I left the meeting actually last night just before you two came on. Something else comes up here, which more on another occasion, and then we'll take it from there. Pleased to hear you got the spike you made for there, Mike, and it's a shame that these restrictions have started to take effect when you went since Brexit. You've been keeping things okay, so the authorities over there must have been tightening up quite a bit, I guess. So over to you there, Jeff, and you can comment further on the software that you've got everybody using. What's going to then break the rim attack with the group M0? Good evening, Jeff.
M0 AUG, the group 08 November Tango. Very good evening, Jeff, and a very good evening to everyone here on the net. I'm pleased to be there again. We had 15 degrees sunshine. We had a lunch outside. Brilliant. So we really enjoyed the day. Unfortunately, tomorrow will be thunder and lightning. 15 degrees, but thunder and lightning. So that's the weather here in Belgium. I have to report, unfortunately, that I also had a lot of breakups on Andrew and Dave. but on no one else. So yeah, I don't know why, but anyway, that's my report. Regarding the RM noise software, I think it helps against, and that's a little bit what Nick also say in CW, for example. It helps against what they call listening fatigue. So if you have to listen quite a long time to signals, that helps against listening fatigue. There is of course the delay of 0.2 or 0.3 seconds, which is not that much. But anyway, if you are contesting, that could be important. But anyway, I personally am quite fascinated and impressed by the software, and I really like to go further. It seems to help also on weak FM stations, frequency modulation stations on 10 meters or on 2 meters, on 70 centimeters. And I did a test on a shortwave radio broadcast in amplitude modulation using single sideband, zero beating the signal, and that also ran quite well on a weak signal, not on a strong signal, but on a weak signal. So not quite impressed. Okay, more on the next over on my radio adventures of this week. And by the way, yes, yesterday very interesting meeting. I think I really enjoyed that. Lot of new things learned, and I think it shows also that the diversity of all the club members who are involved in all kinds of corners and directions of the hobby. So that's very interesting and very positive, I think. So back to you, Jeff. 50 AUG, the group for 8 November Tango.
Well, 8 November Tango, the group 08 returning. Yes, thanks for that, Jeff. And absolutely right. I mean, the way the club is diversified and become all encompassing in the last 12 months, I think it's absolutely marvellous. It's by and large down to Nick leading the operation there, with people like Ken coming on with his bits on the WhatsApp and everything else. And I think it's put the whole club into a new dimension. So thanks, Nick, on behalf of all of them. I think you can see from the responses here that people are enjoying it, and also looking at the new membership figures. The club is growing in membership as well as attendance and things like that here. So thank you for that. I'm pleased others reporting issues with Andrew and Dave. Not from your point of view, Andrew and Dave, but at least it confirms that my installation is fully okay. I think you must have the best software network going down there, because I know you struggle to get it with all the engineers from Oakbridge, etc. So they've done a good job for you anyway. Over to you there, Bob. It was good to have you on again yesterday evening. November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango in the group, M0 AEG. Good evening, Bob.
Zero Alpha Uniform Golf, November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango. First of all, I don't know what Nick has, but I have the same software, the same reception as Nick. No breakouts whatsoever. I have T-Mobile here, and of course I don't have a modem. It goes directly to T-Mobile, but no breakups whatsoever in any of the signals. So I can't tell you where the problem is, but it isn't here. Second, I agree entirely with Nick. One of the things that I've noticed, Nick, normally I keep mine at 600 on CW, and I noticed, of course, on that AI program, they tell you to open it up to 2400, which my transceiver, I opened it up to 2400, and then went through the AI, the RM noise program, and it makes quite a difference, and the sound is nicer. It's much nicer than when I try to narrow it down from 600 to 500 to 400, etc. I like the sound much better through AI. Now, of course, most of the stuff that I've played with so far has been CW, as that's what I normally operate. But I have played with it a bit on SSB, and I have found good results on SSB, but I haven't played with it enough really to make any good big comments on it. Next of all, it's like a summer day here today. Right now it's 24 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow is Cassie's birthday, so I took her out today. Got home just in time for the net, and it is just a beautiful day outside. Instead of here talking on the radio, frankly, I should be out walking, but that's another story. I haven't had a chance to look at the WhatsApp yet today, but after I'm finished here, I'll look at WhatsApp and try to catch up. I do, like most people do. I ignore most notifications and just go on occasionally to see what's going on and then try to play catch up with all the notes. And with that, back to net control, Mike is 0 Alpha Uniform Golf, November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango.
Number 4 X-ray Alpha Tango in the group, and 0 is you returning. Okay there, Bob, and good that, and give Kathy the greetings from the members of this group as well, with you as well. We'll pick up a few points as we go around next time. So the last one on the list this time around is Fraser. Oscar Zulu 1, Juliet, Kilo Uniform. Good evening, Fraser. M0AG.
How surprising. Tail end Charlie is all. Anyway, just on Andrew and David, I think Andrew, you may be overdriving a little bit if you're using a little hotspot. That's my opinion. David, you were broken up a little bit as well, but not too badly. Andrew was the worst, but that could be a little overdriving problem. That's what I see from my end. For everybody, WX11 here, and Max today, and cloudy. We haven't seen the sun for a long, long time, but the temperature is rising, thank goodness. I missed last night, sorry. I really forgot about that, to be honest with you. And apologies. So it was obviously a good session. And I got chastised by Bob earlier today when we had an HF or a club, not a net, the MSARS net meeting, and we were really not able to communicate other than via Skype in the end. But anyway, not to worry. Conditions on HF have been very good or awful this week. And today, Ken, G4VZB, was very audible in my QTH. I tried to call him, but there were so many other people trying to call him. My 100 watts and my bit of wet string out in the garden didn't do much good, and he didn't hear me. But maybe tomorrow these are out and about, we hope. The RM noise module seems to be quite interesting. I'll have to have a look into that, but if you say there's quite a delay, FM and some SSB maybe, they're the good things, but if you want DX, of course, you don't want milliseconds delay, you want instantaneous, which is obviously not possible because of computing power, etc. Other than that, nothing really to report. Been painting. We've got guests coming in next Sunday for the first time this year. The chimney is now down. My bricklayer didn't come on Wednesday, but he's coming on Monday, I hope, so everything will dry up before the guests arrive. But that's my problem. Down to you, and good evening to everybody. And Laura, you've been busy, obviously, from what I see on WhatsApp. Back to you, Jeff. 071 JK.
JK, you're in the group M0AG. Yeah, fine on that, Fraser. And I do agree with your comments that maybe that Andrew and Dave are overdriving the hotspot or whatever they're using over there. I think I've mentioned before, I'm using an hotspot too, with minimal power coming out from the ID52. The ID52, I've got it on the super low setting, which is something like 300 milliwatts, but more importantly, I think I've got the setting for the power of the OS2 itself something like just 10% of its potential output. So those are sort of low powers that I'm putting out on there, and seem to work okay for me. So I don't know whether you're using iStar or Ambi or something else, but maybe something to look into. that other people have the same effect as me. But it's interesting that Paul and Nick and the quality of their respective Wi-Fi connections must be better than the rest of it. And the still think you put enough time and effort to get it yours working properly. I think you finished up with all the senior interviews. We'll reach to help you. All the two notes on WhatsApp, Laura, because I think we answered the question before that. Let's back over to you. MM7BFL in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG, MM7BFL. I'll throw my report in. I also had lots of breakup on Andrew and Dave's overs. And we're talking about the weather. It was basically 10 degrees. It's pretty mild. It wasn't too cold, but it just rained all day. It was very dreary. It just made you want to eat lots of hot soup and take naps. So that's basically what I did most of the day, was eat hot soup and take naps all day. I do have a couple questions since I'm relatively new to the ham thing, and everywhere I live is, I'm in a remote area all the time, like I am here. But I do have a few questions. If anyone has ID 52, I had someone send me a picture last week on my handheld, and I haven't quite found how to retrieve that photo off of the handheld. That's one of the questions I had. And also, I'm doing a little research into how to send emails out of WinLink using bar HF, and more involved, but hopefully I can figure out how to do like a little cheat sheet, like a little checklist, so when I go in there and do things, I make sure everything's working. So, and if anybody has a WinLink account, I'd like to send emails to everyone over the air as opposed to over the internet. So that's about it here. M0AUG, M7BFL, back to you.
Thanks there, Laura. I've no experience of WinLink, but others might on the way around. As far as the pictures are concerned, yeah, I've got ID 52 and the 705. I've only just started recently on this receiving pictures from both Jeff and from Nick there. My understanding is that the pictures are probably saved to the SD card, but I'll let Nick and Jeff, when they come on to their turns with their superior knowledge of the pictures, fill that one out for you. So, as it happens, over to you, Nick. G4IW in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. First of all, Andy, 2E0REE, Romeo Echo Echo, has popped onto the YouTube chat just to say hello to everybody, and hopes everyone is doing well. So good evening, Andy, and good to have you joining the net. Yeah, as to the various bits and pieces, I'm with other people here. I can't wait for the weather to improve to be able to get out and do some portable work. We've had heavy rain here again today. As you said, Jeff, the temperature going up a bit. It's currently 11 degrees, but there's still a little bit of rain around, and it's been heavy most of the day, where I was really hoping I was going to be able to get out and to perhaps do some portable operating at some stage. But patience, it will change, hopefully for the better. And I understand completely, Mike, your frustrations with importing now from the UK. Exactly the same for me. I've used in the past several times Vimo in Germany to buy equipment because they've got a very, very good database of gadgets they want to sell, and of course that's now impossible really under the current trading relationship. And lots of the smaller traders, of course, are just not exporting from the UK, and I know some of the smaller traders across Europe are doing the same thing to us, which is one of the disappointing byproducts of the situation we find ourselves in. But yeah, when we have an opportunity next time, Mike, on Zoom, perhaps it will be interesting to show you the setup I've put together myself. I've got two different variations now that can support either my Eddicraft AX1 antenna for a very, very small antenna, or the 5.6 meter AliExpress telescopic whip. So it'd be good to get some reports on those when we're able to get portable. So back to you, Jeff. M0AG and the group G4IWO.
G4IWO, group M0AG returning. Yes, finally, Matt, Nick, and these the customers' barriers are not helping lots of people. Brexit, but I think there are other benefits that have been experienced out of it. The politics are special. Over to you then, Andrew. M0RO and the group M0AUG.
Yeah, M0AUG and the group M0ROL. Well, thanks for some of the feedback that they've had from the radio. I certainly don't think they're overdriving the system. I've swapped radios now, although I actually can't see me coming. Oh yes, I'm now on the dashboard now. So I use an open swap 3. That's set for a transmit power of 0.1 milliwatts. And I've now swapped over to the 705, and that power output is 1%. The ID51 I was using, you're not quite so fine-tuned that one, but it was set for low. So maybe it's an internet connection, because I also have breaker from David, G6LSN. So I think it must be somewhere how the data has been routed into the internet, and maybe the router that Dave and I go through is having a few issues tonight on that one. So fingers crossed this one gets through, but I prioritise the traffic on my firewall here, so it's certainly not at this end that is the problem on that one, as confirmed by Bob and Nick, who are quite clear on that one. Well, radio-wise, it's a shame that everyone's fucking away, really, but I was offered by a local radio ham a number of vertical antennas that he wants to give away. I don't particularly need them. There were 6 meters, 2 meters, and HF, but I'll probably just see if I can get hold of them. So if anyone ever needs one, then we can meet up. But some of them are homemade. They all work pretty well, but I think he just wants to get rid of them. So just in case I'm all breaking up, Jeff, I'll pass it back to you. So M0AUG in the group, M0ROL.
Group M0AG returning. No, just a slight break up towards the end, but the rest of it was very clear indeed. Yeah, on the ID51, in addition to the low setting, I'm sure you found it, but there's a setting lower than that, which is called super low. I think it was on the screen as S low, and that's something like about 300 milliwatts out of the ID51. But obviously on the 705 you can control it more directly from the top of the right hand side there, where you can see the power level better. But that was a long bit last time, Andrew. I hope somebody will pick up the offer of these antennas. Over to you there, Dave, G6LSN, the group M0AG.
G6LSN in the group. Thanks, Jeff. I was already on only 430 milliwatts on RF power, but I have dropped my mic gain, and funnily enough, Andrew is normally a very good signal with myself. I've had breakups from other members of the group, Nick and Jeff, two named ones, but Bob was clear. Mike was a bit broken as well, but I think it's just one of those things at the moment with digital. The weather is, as everyone said, atrocious, and that could be playing havoc with things, especially phone lines if you're still using that. But it's not spoiling the net at all as far as I'm concerned. I can understand and make out what everyone's saying, and what is missing you can soon join together. Well, providing your brain's working properly, which mine sometimes isn't. Never mind. And thanks, Andrew. We'll have a talk about the antennas. I think I'm fairly well kitted up. I've got a couple to get shot of now myself with the Diamond, and I've got a tri-band. I think it's 6 or 4 270 as well, but it's stacked in the garage, and I'm not too worried about it. It's been there for ages. Other than that, weather-wise, as everyone said, it's been absolutely abysmal here. I'm just waiting for the nice spring so I can get out walking early in the morning again. I'm going to take a camera with me this time, hopefully to get some nice early morning shots and possibly some sunrise. It makes the early mornings nice, especially about 4 o'clock in the morning when you get the blue hour, I think it is. But and if it's bad weather, then I'll be able to take the car up on the hills with the antenna, radio and antenna, see what I can find up there. But I have tuned in around that time in the morning here, and the bands have been fairly quiet for hearing things, apart from nothing but static and noise. So maybe up on the hills it'll be a better reception. 50 AUT in the group, G6 ZSN.
6 ZSN in the group, M0 AUT. Yeah, fine on that, David. Still a few dropouts there. You might just try to keep the mic gain a little bit further down on the 705 there. And I don't know what hotspot you're using at the moment. I think you might have gone to a hotspot rather than an overspot rather than using the Pi. You can just come back to me on that, please, Dave. Back to you.
Oh, exactly the same setup as the last 2 weeks where you said my signal was perfect, including the same hotspot in the same place, would you believe?
Okay, fair enough. That was a lot better on that over just then, so I don't know what the issue is. You know, whether it's slightly overdriving the hotspot, I don't know, Dave. But I know a couple of weeks ago it was absolutely fine because we thought we cracked it, didn't we? There we are. Back over to Northern Germany to be going on with, though, DL1BJW with DL8 and BDT. Hope the reception was better for you both over there. Over to you, Mike.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey Wells, the reception of Andrew was excellent. About Dave, it was very much better than in the first over, but there were also a lot of breakups, but we did get all of what he said, and it was really much better than before. Okay, yeah. I wanted to mention a problem I had with WSJTX on FT8 and FT4. As you know, there are some beta versions from time to time of the software, and the last one was named RC3. I had that for quite a long time. Now there was an update to RC4. And I updated that on the PC and had very big problems after that. The waterfall display was diminishing signals. Usually I see signals on my screen between 0 and 3,500 Hertz. Now it was all together together between 1200 and 1800 hertz. To the left and the right of it, nothing. And the signals, the receive quality on my side for the signals I received was changing. It was the numbers were unusually high. I had received numbers of 24, 25 for all stations in the plus sector. No signals in the minus sector. That was also very unbelievable, and I reverted to version RC3 of the software, but had the same differences and the same problems there. So at last, and finally, I reverted to the regular software version 2.6.1. So no beta software, no experimental software, but the regular one. And the problems are all gone. I can receive and send as before, and the waterfall is also okay. So perhaps someone else has also had these problems. That was very mysterious. Another word to the Chinese telescopic antenna Nick mentioned. I've also ordered one of them, but now having received it today, I discovered that it wasn't the right length or not as advertised. In the advert it says 5.6 meters long, but actually it's only 5.2 meters long. So that's of no consequence for my use here, so it's okay with me. But 40 centimeters seem to have vanished there, HI. So I'm now waiting for the adapters I've ordered through the internet, because the thread of this antenna is an M10, and it has to be fitted into a 3/8-inch socket. And for this, I've ordered the adapter, which Nick mentioned on the WhatsApp group, and they should be here in a few days' time. So that's all from my side. Passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, here's Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, on my side there is nothing much to report radio-wise because of the problems with my voice. I didn't do much SSC, and even my CW activities have shrunken during the last week, but I hope that this will be better during the next few days and so on. So I have the microphone back to M0AUG for the group.
BDT with the L1 BJ, WM0 AUG today. Yeah, fine around the mic, Jen. I bet your adapters for that mic won't be coming from the UK. You probably find somewhere from the BMO or something like that to get them from, I guess. You can't believe the problems that have been created by that, which you'd have thought there'd be some way of getting around those, for particularly for hobbies, things like that, but there we are. Interesting, talking of things like AI and robots and things like that. If any of you ever go down to Milton Keynes to see Bletchley Park or something like that, you'll notice as you're driving around the Milton Keynes area, it's all dual carriageways and roundabouts down there. But very, very often you'll see running along the pavements these little robot trucks, which are remote control delivery apparatus from Amazon in Milton Keynes. So they send the parcels out on these little gadgets, which go along the pavement and stop at the road where they're supposed to, so they don't get flattened. And it's quite interesting, and it was quite surprising to see those for the first time when I was down there a couple of years ago. So that's what it's coming to in terms of deliveries. So next time they'll be sending them in by a drone, probably. Over to you, Jeff. Oscar November 8, November Tango in the group. M0AG.
M0 AUG, the group for 8 November Tango. First of all, Andrew was first with me. So that improved Andrew. Dave was better, but still some breakups. So there is some improvement, Dave, but still some breakups. I don't know why that is, but anyway. Okie doke. And congratulations, Bob, on the birthday of Katie. After that, I will send a birthday card, a special birthday card for Katie here over this reflector. So after the net, stay tuned, and I will send the cards. Okay, and regarding the pics from the handheld, yeah, well, Laura, that's exactly what Nick says. Normally, if you have a SD card in your ID52 or in your 705, whatever, you can plug that out of the device and put it in your computer, and then you can copy the pictures of on your computer or whatever. But if you don't have an SD card in your ID52 or 705, it will show up on the screen, but I think it will not be saved at any place. So then you lost the picture in the end. Another remark for Katie about Winlink, no problem at all. Laura, I'm available to do any tests with you if you want to. Just send me a mail via my normal mail on qrz.com, and we can test some things. I thought about your remarks yesterday. Another thing which is quite important is that you should probably, know that I think, but with ICOM, if you use ICOM transceivers on a Windows machine, you have to download the special drivers from ICOM, from the ICOM Japan website. That's very important. And in the settings of WSCA, GTX or VARA, you have to put a packet on the radio, because otherwise it just takes the signals from your microphone, and it should take the signals from your sound card in your radio. That's why you have to put packets in the radio tab on the settings of the WSCA DX thing. By the way, about WinLink, there is an excellent series of instructional videos on YouTube by a guy with the call sign Kilo Whiskey 3 Kilo Whiskey, I think. Kilo Whiskey 3 Kilo Whiskey. Also on setting up your audio and your transceivers and cat control and things like that. He has really very, very, very good instructional videos on that. So I would really like to recommend that. And I'm looking here at what I have written down. Mike, I think I normally never download beta software. I never do that, except from that RM noise. That's a beta version actually, because I want to know what it is all about. But from let's say software which is established, I never download the beta versions, just because I don't want to take the risk. And I think the 5.2 meter on your telescope, I think that is the right measurement. So yes, that's. I think that's okay. I think they probably put a mistake in their advertisement. And about robots, I saw here there is a new plant factory here in my location. Was on the local television this evening, which is building houses with robots. So it seems to be the first factory in the world actually who is doing that. So the robot is building houses, and they can build houses up to 6 floors. So it's quite fascinating. They started with one robot, and they will have 5 in that factory, and they can build quite a lot of houses. Mostly also because it is very, very difficult to get people who want to work in the building sector. That's a big problem here. So that's one way how they solve that problem each time. Okay, back to you, Jeff. Mike 0 AUG, 08 November Tango.
November Tango, the group 0 AUG, I think. Yeah, I thought it might be the fact that it needed a card in the ID52 Laura, so if you haven't got a card in there, then you can experiment with it anyway. But I thought Jeff would give you the right answers on that one. I've just thought of something on the reception issue that we were talking about. Of all the people who are on the net this evening, Nick is using terminal mode on the 705, so that's straight into the router. And obviously Bob is doing the same, even though he's using Doozy on the PC. That uses terminal mode to get into the router as well. So maybe that's why you're getting a better reception than the rest of us on the overs there. Just a theory. Over to you there, Bob, with an M4 X-ray Alpha Tango M0 AEG.
Mike 0 AUG, November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango. My hope is that we're not coming to the top of this cycle, but reception has been extremely good this week or so. It was something before. I worked 6 parks on the air, and because of that, I now have 200 parks on the air early morning again. I have a total of 618 parks on the air, and a total of 203 now parks on the air early morning. Before the Mid-Sussex had 203, I think it's fantastic. But I'm afraid, I'm just hoping that this isn't not the end of the cycle, or the top of the cycle. Originally, I believe they predicted it for next year, and I hope that predictions were correct, because I certainly am having a good time now, and if they keep going up, I just don't know where. As a matter of fact, I was looking at, I think it was the FTA on 10 meters yesterday. There wasn't an open spot. If you looked at the waterfall was completely covered. You couldn't see from one station to the next touched each other. So I'm just hoping that this is not the top of the cycle. And other than that, nothing else to report from here. But I'm glad I got on that again this week, and I'm glad I got on again last evening. With that, back to you, Jeff. M0 AUG, November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango.
XXT in the group M0 AG returning. You certainly done brilliantly with parks on the area, Bob. I don't know anybody does from to has got as many bats as you have, and so well done for the big effort there. Over to you there, Fraser. Oscar Zulu 1 Juliet Kilo uniform. Mike 0 Alpha uniform group in the group.
Yeah, Bob traces DX, which is great, and he's doing pretty well on parks on the air. Milton Keynes, you said that some robot transport goes around taking stuff to various places. I wonder if you try and steal the robot, there's a kamikaze drone that come down and beat you up or something like that, maybe. We have a very big robot company in Odense, which is north of me here. It's the biggest town of Foon. And that does all sorts of things. They're very much into experimenting and producing for factories, etc. It's called the Universal Robots, and they come under various other names as well. Andrew, the 705, so much better than the other one you were using. Maybe because you were a little bit too high powered, it was too wide, and the hotspot was dying of death. I don't know. And also, David, you were very much better as well, so great. Very lovely audio from you. Joseph, a very little bit of clipping. That's just what I can hear here. And it could be anything. It's the internet, so it could be the software, it could be anything. So that's what I'm hearing here in my ears. Exports in the UK now, very, very sad. It's more or less a no-go because we pay too much taxes on it when it arrives here. And if you pay 20% in the UK, you have to pay 25% here because that's our VAT. And Andrew, I would love a 6-meter antenna, but of course that goes for the problem of export to the UK. I'm very lucky. I've got 1 gigabit fiber that's up and down. And I'm using a dongle, which is a bit cheating. I know other people, you're all using RF. I'm the only one who I think is not using RF, which is probably a bit cheating. But at the moment, the data handheld or whatever is a bit out of the question, unfortunately. I think there is an echo on XLXs, and I think it comes under Z. So you can go onto Z. I think you get an echo on that. So you can test your audio out on that. But do a bit of internet research. I think that comes down to something. Anyway, not much else to report here. Very nice indeed here, everybody. And there's one other thing. Never use Wi-Fi for the internet unless if you can use a cable. You only use Wi-Fi if you have to. Cable back to your router every time, because you'll get, if your router's 1,000 megabit, you've got the possibility of 1,000 megabit data. With Wi-Fi, 200, 300 megabit maybe maximum, with all the RF and other rotten stuff around in your neighborhood, it could go down less. So you can use a cable back to the internet, always the best way. Anyway, that's my say for this week. Thanks very much indeed. Very nice to hear everybody, and thanks for the comments. And we will meet next week, I expect. So, let's say 1 JKU, clear with group.
Was it 1 JKU 0AUG? Yes, thanks for joining us this evening, Fraser. And just come back to confirm that you want to jump out of the net at this stage. Back to you.
I'll stay in, but I'll probably listen. I'll come in if we're called.
Okay, then we'll see how we go, because obviously we will go on another round now, and we're roughly 2027 UK time. So I think by the time it gets back to you, it'll probably be getting towards 2100 UK time. So see how we go. If we don't hear anything from you, then we'll look forward to catching up with you next week. Obviously you talk about connecting directly into the router. That's exactly what the 705 does when you're in terminal mode, which is obviously what Nick's using this evening. And I think that's how Doozy works. Flat prediction works on the PC, but it works with the ID52 also in terminal mode. We do have a mix here anyway. But I'm sure the little frustrations will sort themselves out. Yeah, find on the comments with the little robots running around Milton Keynes. Perhaps there's a secret plan that if you try and grab them, they turn around and the antenna finishes up in an open bar to go after them. So there we are. I'll leave that little thought with you as we go around again. Okay there, Laura, over to you. Mike 7, Bravo Foxtrot Lima, M0AEG.
0AUG, Mike 7, Bravo Foxtrot Lima. This will probably be my last over. The movie started, so I gotta head down and watch that with the hub. And not sure if anyone needs or knows someone who needs the KX2 books that come with the KX2. I had sold mine, but I couldn't find the books. But I found the books now. If anybody here, anybody you know needs those books, just email me at PureZ and we'll figure out how to get it to them. And for Jeff, Wednesday, when Wednesday comes, you'll probably see a couple of WinLink emails from me. I sent one via connected to the Wi-Fi here. And this weekend I'm gonna go portable when there's a break in the weather and try to send a WinLink email. So Wednesday, hopefully you'll see 2 in there. And thanks for the YouTube channel references. I'll check that out. And not sure if this matters, but I'm on the ID52, obviously, and I'm using a blue DV, so I don't know how the audio is coming out on that end. And let me see what else here. Oh, I just wanted to ask Fraser if you can actually see the northern lights up there, because we heard you got a B&B up there, and I've never been to Denmark, so it'd be interesting to see Denmark, your little wee island out there, and if you guys can see the northern lights. It was nice meeting up with everyone again, and I will wait for some responses if there's going to be any responses to my questions. And I wish everyone 73, and yeah, it's been great fun, and I will return it to M0AUG, M7BSL.
M7.
Yeah, group M0AUG returning. Okay, there. I know you're wanting to drop out, Laura, and I think Fraser does as well. So I'll ask Fraser to just come back on the northern lights to Laura there, please. Over to you, Fraser.
Yes, Laura, we do see the northern lights from time to time, but Norway and Sweden are better for that. And halfway up Norway, halfway up Sweden, you're almost guaranteed if there's any aurora. Hope that answers the question. How's everyone, JPU?
Thanks for that, Fraser. Hope that was helpful. Now, Laura, back to you.
Yep, thank you. But I still want to come visit Denmark. So MM7BFL back to M0 Alpha Uniform Golf.
0AUG back to my mic 7BFL. Okay, there, Laura. We'll say something to you this evening, and then you can just drop out when you want to now. And go and watch the movie there. It's been a good night this evening, and I hope Andy 2E0REF, who's been listening on the recording there, has enjoyed the net as well. So 7-3 to you as well, Andy. You're always welcome to the net and into the club and onto the Zoom channel and everything else that goes with it. Over to you there, Nick. G4IWO in the group, M0AUG.
Yeah, M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, everyone's audio has been good, and it's been really good, solid reception tonight. Andy 2E0REE has commented that he has got to try his D-Star on his 52. I don't think he's operated a D-Star before. So Andy, I think we might need to try and get you to join the nets properly in the future. That would be really good. And he said, I think this is to Dave. I think, Dave, you were talking about antennas that you're swapping and getting rid of. He said, you can send him an antenna if you want. Hi. I did forget to mention this, actually, talking of Vimo, that if anyone in the UK wants to buy anything, probably more than about £100, Roger Banks, who runs the DX shop in South Wales, just Google DX shop and you'll see what he sells. He imports some things from Vimo, and he said to me that if we've got any people that I know that would like to see something in the Vimo catalogue they want, and he can order it because he gets a regular supply sent over, and he will then send it on to you from the shop he runs down there in Wales. So I forgot to mention that, but that's something that's helpful. And for Mike and Adriana, Mike, with your 5.2 meter whip, of course, the fantastic advantage of the fully adjustable coil is that you've got two bits you can adjust, haven't you? You can adjust the length of the whip to suit the conditions you're in, because you'll find very quickly that you can't have it waving around when there's too much wind. It will probably just bend and snap. But equally, if you don't want to adjust the length, you can adjust the coil. to reach that resonant point for your radio. And I have done some experiments with my coils here and done exactly that, and it's telling me that it's going to work extremely well. So I'm looking forward to having some portable to portable contacts sometime in the coming months over the spring period as the WX improves. So back to Jeff, M0AUG in the group, G4IWO.
G4IWO group, M0AG here. Yeah, thanks for all that, Nick. Andy, obviously, if you're listening to the chat, just put a note in the chat as to what dongle you're hoping to use, with the ICOM radio, and we'll see if we can take it from there. Obviously, we can sort things out through the WhatsApp group, etc. But just for starters, just tell us what you're using to connect the hopefully using to connect the ICOM handheld to the D-Star. Thanks for that. Okay, over to you there, Andrew. Probably for your final now, I would guess. M0RL in the group, M0AUG.
Yeah, M0AUG in the group, M0RL. Thank you, if you're still on, Fraser, for the feedback on the hotspot. I have now adjusted the 705 and turned the mic gear down to 25%, so hopefully I'm still coming through. And Nick, the DX shop, I didn't know about that one, so I just looked at their website, which I have a good route around later on that one. And Laura, I'm also on WinLink. I'll send you, I'll get my system set up, I'll send you an email. I assume you're using your UK call sign, so I'll send a test message to you on that one. And Bob, I don't know whether you use Bing at all on your computer over there, but Bing has an AI image generator, which if you I typed in to that ham radio operating from a mountain hut, and the first picture that came up, it looks very similar to yourself, albeit it looks like the Swiss Alps. But if you're into sort of just playing around with image creators, AI image creators, then Bing has quite a good little program. You just type in what you want and out pops four pictures. They do look extremely good on that one. And finally, the other thing on the radio side is I've been playing around with setting up the Anytone 578 as a repeater. There's an event on this weekend that I'm going to be trying out on the Mendips. It's the Somerset version of a well run called the Big Cheese, and then I'll try using a repeater so I can actually move away from the car and see what happens. But that's all from me. So thank you for running the net again, Jeff. It's always nice to get together on a Thursday. And apologies I missed the Zoom call yesterday. I just had some work to do, so I couldn't actually get there in time. But I hope everyone has a good week. Weather is bound to got to clear up. There's so much wet weather, and it'd be nice for you all to get out on the hills and do a bit of portable work. So fingers crossed for that. But in the meantime, have a good week, and catch up with you next Thursday. So 73 from me, and back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, M0ROL.
0RL in the group, M0AUG, yeah. Fine on that, Andrew. And apart from one little blip at the end, it was perfect on the audio all the way through there. So no problem with the settings that you've got there. Maybe that indicates that on the early start of the evening there was an element of overdriving down there. You've just reminded me of something else, actually. I don't know whether you're into DMR with the Anytone 878, or I'm sure Dave used to have a couple of Anytone 878s. Laura was asking me the other day how does she connect the Anytone on DMR through the open spot 4 that she's got. So if any of you can help Laura, then perhaps you need to just get in touch with each other. I'm sure that between the two of you, you'll be able to give an answer. So thanks for that, Andrew. Thanks for joining with that. and look forward to catching with you next week. Over to you for your final day, G6 and 7 in the group, M0AEG.
M0AUT in the group, thanks very much for running the net, Jeff. And yes, I used to be quite good on DMR and hotspots. I must admit I've never used an open spot, but I'll have a look for Laura's email address and give her a shout. See if I can help her. I do still have the 878, and I was very proficient with the 578 as well. So, and Andrew will vouch for. I hope anyway. So yeah, I'm quite happy. As you know, I tried to help out our other gentleman from Scotland, and never heard another dicky bird from him. Whether he ever got himself working, I don't know. But it would have been nice to know if we were successful. I suppose we never will, unfortunately. Again, well, hopefully next week I'll have my hearing aids fitted again and be able to listen to this through my skull, as opposed to having to listen through the loudspeaker. And I'll have a look to see if I can improve my signal at all next week. But as I say, and as everyone else has said, I think it's just the vagaries of electronics nowadays. M0AUT in the group from G6ZSN. Hopefully see you next week, providing everything goes well. G6ZSN, back to Stanley.
G6ZSN in the group, M0AG returning, yeah. It might be an idea, as I know you're using a 705 as well as Andrew. It might be an idea for the two of you to compare the power settings there, because when Andrew dropped his right down on the 705 last time, it made a remarkable difference without losing any power on the order there. So thank you for your offer to help Laura out. I'm sorry that the other person in Scotland never got back to you when we sent all the information to help them. I'm sure if you get into contact with Laura directly, you'll be able to sort her issue out. Laura's on D-Star, as you know. She's also on the C4 FM as well with an FT5. But obviously I'm not familiar with the editor like you are. So thanks again for the offer, Dave. I'll leave it with you to contact Laura directly. Oh, what's it all in Germany for your finals, please? DL1 BJW with DL8 BET. Please take it, Mike.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Georgie Whiskey was the final, yes. First of all, thank you very much, Jeff, for hosting the net. Very good quality, as always, and thank you all for your thoughts and your ideas and sharing them with us. That was very helpful and very interesting. One word to Nick. Yeah, I'm also looking forward to a portable contact. Now, when the weather gets better, the possibility is augmenting, I think, getting better to do something outside, and I'm very much looking forward, or we both are, to doing that. And, yeah, the one last word to the one ECC coil. I was astonished how slim it was, how slender, and I had imagined it being much more thicker and also longer, but it's really relative delicate, you could say, and relative lightweight also. So that's very good. I'm looking forward to trying that out, and perhaps even on this weekend. We'll see. So thank you again for your company. Wishing you all a very good week and a very good weekend coming up. Hoping to see and hear you soon. And 73 from Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey, passing the microphone to DL8 BDT.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango. Thank you very much for this interesting evening and for hosting the net. So my voice is also there. So I wish you all a pleasant evening and greetings to Casey, dear Bob, and wishing her all the best for her birthday tomorrow. and we hope that she'll have a great day. So I hope to meet you again down the lock, and until next week, 73 and 88 from Northern Germany. This was Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango, handing the microphone back to M0 AUG.
Late BDT with Neil 1BW. Thank you both for your input as usual on the net. Anyway, I always say at the end of the match, it's a good little group that we've got here. But it's nice that people come in and join us as well. Now then, before I pass it over to Jeff and the two others, and then I'll ask Nick to wrap it up before we, with the YouTube channel as well. I won't be sharing the net next Thursday. My wife is having some surgery on the Wednesday, and I've already asked Jeff, asking the number 8, November Tango to share the net next week. So with that, thanks for accepting that one, Jeff, and over to you for your finals for this week.
Okay. Mike 0 AUG, the group, Oscar November 8, November Tango. Okay, first of all, Mike and Adriana, I wish you both a speedy recovery, because you could clearly hear that there is a problem with the voice. That's for sure. And Andrew's audio is very good now. I think Dave still has some issues, but anyway, I think Andrew is perfect now. And I think, Jeff, your theory about terminal mode and with Wi-Fi would be probably one of the reasons. And I think Fraser also gave an explanation about that, which is very feasible. So last week I was using terminal mode. I had some issues, so this week I'm using the OpenSpot 4 Pro. So it depends a little bit. Radio-wise, this morning happy to work ZL again. 2 days ago I worked a lot of VKs on 70 meters, although today I found the signals were an average of 10 dB down by 2 days ago. So there are some changing conditions. Okay, I would say 73s to everyone. All the very best. Hope to meet you next week. And thank you very much, Jeff, for sharing the chair of this network. And hope to meet you all again. And I give the microphone to Mike 0 AUG, the group of 8 November Tango.
8 November Tango in the group M0AG. Thanks, Jeff, and we'll look forward to catching up with you on the internet, if not on this net as well. Over to you for your final there, Bob, before X-Ray Alpha Tango in the group. Mike 0 Alpha Uniform Golf.
X-Ray Alpha Uniform Golf, November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. First of all, I have to look into the AI image creator and see if I think it looks like me. But then again, I think a lot of photos look like me. Hi. I do have a question, and I won't look for an answer here, but in the past, I've always used a deep cycle lead acid battery, and of course, they were very heavy, portable. And I'm looking at getting a LION battery, and I'm wondering, do I have to also get a new charger, or will my lead acid charger work on that? I don't know, and I haven't been able to find the answer, but I presume that all I need is a wall wart of some kind to charge the LION battery, but I'm not positive. We do have a few stores several miles from here that carry the LION batteries, and I'm going to have Kathy take me one of those shortly, because the weather is starting to change, and I'm hoping to get out again. So that's my question, and maybe on one of the other nets or on WhatsApp, someone can give me the answer to that. And thank you, Jeff, for running the net. I always enjoy it, and I enjoyed last night also. So I'll be back next week, if not sooner. Back to you, Jeff. M0 AUG with the group, number 4 X-Ray Alpha Tango.
4 X-Ray Alpha Tango in the group M080 returning. Yeah, fine on that, Bob, and so best wishes again together for happy birthday. Catching up with you next week. I'll say I might not be on the net myself yet, but Jeff will be looking after you in good form as he usually does. So thanks for joining the net this evening. You're down at the bottom of the list, Fraser, but I'm going to ask you to pop in just for a final. I know you've been corresponding with Laura on the WhatsApp in the meantime, but Oscar Zulu 1, Juliet Kilo Uniform for 5, M0AUG.
Okay, Jeff. Well, thank you very much indeed for running the net this evening, as always, and hope XYL's op goes well next week, and you can come back and talk to us. Bob, yes, you need a different charger. We'll go into that later. Andrew, for me, very much better audio, and Andriana, I think you need to get well soon. That's my bit for this evening. Thanks very much indeed to everybody, and good to hear you all. And as I said, Jeff, thanks for running the net. G0AUG 071JKU.
JKU in the group M0AUG. Yeah, fine on that, Fraser, and glad to have you join us again this evening. Okay then, Nick, I'm going to pass it over to you to wrap it up with your file, and you can obviously share the thanks with Andy, who's on the YouTube channel as well. So G4IWR in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, okay. Been a very interesting net again, and a nice follow-up from the club discussions last night, which I really enjoyed, and like everyone else, it's great to get people's ideas and suggestions. But I think we've all had enough of winter, and we want to get out there with our radios, and I'm sure we will in the next few weeks. At the moment, of course, we can just look at Ken down there in the baking heat in the first thing in the morning, working the DX and thoroughly enjoying it. And to Fraser, Ken is very, very keen to get members of the club to join in. So if you hear him, just send a message on the WhatsApp group saying that so you can hear Ken and trying to call him, and he will give you a call and call you in, and you might get to work some of that VK and ZL that he's working. So and to Bob, what you want, Bob, is a LiFePO battery, LiFePO, LiFePO 4 battery, and you will definitely need to have a new charger. It requires a balanced charger, and if you go into one of the stores, they'll show you and explain to you what has to happen. So you'll see on the battery itself, there are two cables. One is the two positive and negative cable. The other is a small cable that plugs into your charger and enables the charger to balance all the cells evenly and in a balanced fashion. The places that sell these most of all, of course, are the hobby shops that deal with people running, model aeroplanes and helicopters and so on. Some of them are quite big, aren't they? And they've got quite big batteries in them. I find that a relatively light battery will last me a very long time, and I know that Ken is now using a fairly big LiFePO 4 battery on his portable ops as well, Bob. So I'm going to wish everyone a very good evening. 73s to everyone. It's been great to be on the net. And Jeff, I hope your wife gets on okay next week. Sure she will, but I understand completely why you can't be here on the net. And we look forward to hearing you back. And to Mike and Adriana, you both sound slightly better than you did last night. You were very, very sore-throated last night, and you definitely sound as if you've made a bit of an improvement during the day today. So 73s, everyone, and 73s to those watching on YouTube live, to Andy, but also to those that watch this on YouTube live during the week. Hope you enjoy our net, do come and join us. If you've got a D-Star or DMR radio, you should be able to find your way to Reflector XLX 305D. If you need any help, drop the club an email. You'll find the details on our website. 73s, everyone. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, G4IWO.
G4IWO in the group, M0AUG returning. Yes, thanks, Nick. It's been a good couple of nights with the meeting last night as well as a good night this evening. So thanks everybody for taking part. I'm sure as soon as I drop carrier, our friend in Belgium will be sending a picture over. So for those who can put picture capabilities, Laura and anybody else who's got 52 or 705, just stand by, and I'm sure Jeff's got a picture of it. Thanks for joining us again, and we'll catch up with you soon. M0AUG, Alpha clear on standby.
Jeff, just really quick for you, Nick. Yeah, I've organised something with Ken tomorrow.
Yeah, delighted to hear that, Fraser. 73s and good luck tomorrow.